failure was not an option. When I was with Delta, no was not a word, or I can't was not a word. You take care of those widows, you take care of those families, you do whatever you got to do. And that's kind of been a theme throughout most of my life is no's not an option. Now, yes, there are times we can't do certain things, but it's not the default word. You just go forward and you make it happen, because the only easy day was yesterday. Well, that's how it started for me. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a frogman. And so that was, and I always liked the Navy. And so I'd always wanted to go SEAL team or UDT team, wanted to be a frogman. First of all, one of the things that I did at the time, but I realized it became one of my characteristics for leadership, was commitment. When you go into something, you commit to it. And that's what I did. I committed to making it through BUDS. Now, that didn't guarantee that I made it through BUDS, but I determined in my mind that I would not ring the bell. That was not an option for me. And so we had this motto that everybody we made fun of, or it was fun, but it became part of who I was. I came to live by it. And that was, the only easy day is yesterday. The only easy day was yesterday. And what that came to mean for us was, okay, you passed the run yesterday, but today's a new run. In other words, even in life, there are new things. Each day is a new day. I didn't understand why I felt like I needed to get out of the Navy. And it was just, that's the best I can explain it. I needed to get out. Well, I look back after coming into ministry, and I'll mention that here in a little bit. I believe that God did not give me a peace about the things that I was doing. He was waiting for me. I was to go back into a different way of serving people. And so from the time I felt called to the time I went back on active duty was 9 years. Now, in those 9 years, I went to seminary. I ended up working in 4 different hospitals. I never really looked at wanting to be in a hospital from a ministry standpoint, but I look back and see how much that had prepared me for the future. I went to 82nd Airborne, started jumping out airplanes. That was in 92. Hadn't done that since 77 with the Navy. And so that's how I ended up back with the Army, and then did 18 and a half years with the Army. I was with CGSC for the year at Leavenworth, and then went back to Fort Bragg and went to Delta Force. And then we were going in and out of, I was 58 years old then, and going in and out of Iraq. I made 13 trips in and out of Iraq. And with the unit that I was with, they were short rotations. During 2005 was one of our worst years. We lost 10 soldiers. And in a small unit like that, that was worse than battles in the past. And so I had to build bridges, and that's what I called it, is relationship bridge building. And so what I had to do is you listen to see what's going on with people. You let them tell you. You open, it's more listening than telling. And you let them share with you what's going on in their life. And once you've built that relationship, then they will share. Living our faith, living our relationships, caring for a person, I believe, does more than preaching to them. SEAL team was called a team for a reason. And when we went through SEAL team training, we went through together, and we ran on the beach together. One guy came alongside me. We were on a 14-mile run, and he came along, and he reached up and grabbed my rope and started running alongside of me. And that's what the Lord does, is comes alongside of you and runs with you. And that's the way it is with life. You find out, what your role is. and you be proud of what that is, and you serve in that. And for me, it's been a life of service. And that's where all of this has led to, is that I'm on city council. My second tour of duty was city council, but I feel led just as much of a lead or calling as the ministry, but I feel led to run for House of Representatives. But it comes back to the idea of serving people. You jump in the water. You don't stand around and wonder how cold it is or how you jump in and get after it. So hook up with a swim buddy. And if you need to talk to a swim buddy, you need to talk with them. But that's part of the self-help. But then don't get caught up in the whirlwind of it. But just know there is a new tomorrow. There'll be a better day.